Hi, it's your host, Shaz, speaking on this call. I'm going to go through how you can become a successful business analyst in 90 days or less. I've invited a couple of students who have successfully secured a BA job, and they're going to share their story with you guys and how they managed to get a well-paying job following a simple three-stage process. And before we get them on, I would like to ask you guys a couple of questions. But please do know that this is being done within Zoom right now, and it will also be hosted on the likes of Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube. So as I'm asking these questions, just leave a comment below in the chat section. But I want to ascertain, I want to make sure that you guys are making the absolute most out of this call. So I want to ask you guys a few questions. Just leave a comment. And for the guys that are in Zoom right now, I want you to vote on the poll. So the first question I want to ask is more so for me to understand, so I can tailor the questions for the students. Make sure you get the most out of the call. So first question I want to ask is, are you an existing student or are you thinking about joining the program? I'll just launch this poll now on the screen. So are you an existing student of TLA right now, or are you thinking about joining? Okay, it's almost a pretty much 50-50 split. This is really, really interesting to know. This is really, really good to know. I want to make sure that we're able to overcome any objections. The guys who are thinking about joining, overcome any objections you have about joining itself. I've got a couple of students that are going to be joining, and they're going to be sharing their story, how they managed to secure a business analyst job, what they've done, and you can ask them personally any questions you like to overcome any doubts whatsoever. And it's crazy because it's a lot of it is mindset game. Being able to double, triple the income, it's massively a mindset game, and it's super achievable. It's super possible. It's just understanding the process and how to go about doing it. Okay, that's good. So we've got 58% that are currently thinking about joining, and we've got about 42% which are current students. So for students, 100%, please do continue to ask questions. I want to make sure you guys stay motivated and get through the entire process itself. Okay, next question I want to ask is, okay, for those that are on this call right now, which area of business support is it that you're currently interested in? Are you interested in data business intelligence analysis? Are you interested in business analysis? Are you interested in project management, or is this something else? I've just put that on the poll now. This is within Zoom. If anybody on any of the platforms, just drop in the chat section. I really appreciate that. Okay, which area of business support are you interested in? So we've got 23% data BI, 85% on business analysis, 12% on project management, and 3% other. Okay, this is really, really good to know. Okay. Okay, this is really good data. So you've got the vast majority is interested in business analysis, data and project management. Okay, I think there's a lot of people that generally I find they have a misconception of between data, business analysis, and project management. Like, what are the key? What is the difference between the three? And then also like understanding what's for them. I genuinely feel that like there's a lack of awareness on how these three different areas work. I'll explain it to you very briefly over the next 2 minutes, right? Just so you guys fully understand what the key differences are. So like how it generally works in a corporate environment is that the data analysis team, they're tasked with being able to extract data from all the legacy systems, being able to cleanse that data by removing any duplicates, and then presenting that data across to the likes of the management teams. The management team will then look at that data and they will decide what changes they want to make based on that data. And that change can be anything. It could be a process change, it could be a digital change, it can even be a new regulation. Once they've decided what change they want to make, that change will now become a project. So now that will become a new project. And they will allocate a project manager to that project, who's tasked with being able to make sure that project is done within time, it's done within budget, and that they allocate all the right resources to get it done on time. And finally, you got the business analyst itself. So the PM generally has the BAs as well. But understand that project manager, you only ever need one project manager on a project. You don't need 10 of them, right? So we have one project manager, and then depending on the size of the change, how big it is, if it's for a really large company, you're going to need a team of business analysts. So you're going to need more than one. Now, the business analyst job, their job is just to essentially help implement the change in the business to save the company time and money. So their job essentially is to provide the best solution possible. So provide the best way forward. And that's the case of, doing research to gather all the information on the solution, right? And then finally, to be able to liaise with the technical teams to help develop the solution. And that's all they're doing, right? Slightly bit more than that, but that's pretty much it on a high level basis. That's all they're doing. They're just the middlemen between the management teams and the technical teams. And they're basically gathering information from one department and handing it over to the other. They're collating information. They're like the central source to collate all the information. That's pretty much what they're doing. That's what you'll be doing as a business analyst. Now, then it's the case of understanding the different personality profiles and which area are you fit for the most. So then, okay, data analysis is generally for those who like to work on their own. They don't want to be bothered by anybody else. They want to just, log into the computer, do their thing, and get off. they want minimum contact because it's technical, right? So you are using Excel, SQL, Power BI, VBA, Tableau, depending on how technical it is, Python, and some programming languages. So there's a level of technicality to it, and that's best for those who want to be pretty much left to their own devices. Then you have those who like to work as part of a team and collaborate with others, and they love communication. There's a level of technical, but it's they love communicating. In which case, for you, I would suggest 100% business analysis by far. And for those interested in project management, I would suggest that if you have a level of management experience, that could be you're in a supermarket, you're managing a team of 15 people or so, or you've been doing it for a while in a professional setting, just pure management, not project management, just pure management, team management, then 100% go for project management. That's fine. That makes sense. Or if you're a PMO and you're trying to become a project manager, in those two scenarios, I would suggest do it. Otherwise, stick to business analysis. If you're coming from an environment where you've never managed anybody, don't go for project management. So stick to business analysis. Learn the environment first, because you can't manage people if you don't know what they do. It makes zero sense. You're trying to manage a team of developers, and you don't even know what to do. Like you can't do that. Like it's a reputational damage. Think about it. You're gonna go there. You're gonna manage a large team, right, of people who are doing all sorts of jobs which you have no idea of what anyone does, and you're gonna try to pull them together and give them timelines. Like you won't even be able to challenge them, because you don't know what the hell they do, and you're trying to figure it out. But then now you look like that person who doesn't know what they're doing. Oh, you don't want to be that person. No, don't be that person. So work your way in towards business analysis. There's less pressure on you in that scenario, and learn that environment first. Understand how it works, and then you'll be a much more effective project manager at a much later date. That to me is just more strategical. It makes a hell of a lot more sense. Just comment in the chat section if what I've just said makes sense, or if anybody has any questions based on what I just said. I think it's really important. What is this course all about? Okay, so for us, what we do is we specialize in helping people essentially make that switch in their career. So we have these programs, 3-stage programs, where we provide people with qualification, we provide them with internship experience, and we also give them recruitment support. So it's a full end-to-end career transformation. But due to the nature of how we work, we want to work with those who have enough transferable skills, who come from professional working backgrounds, right? And we do it specifically in data, business analysis, and project management. They're the 3 core areas we work in. But we also give advice, we won't offer you the program if you can't get the result. That's pretty much straightforward. But I'll talk you towards the back end of this call. I'll talk you through our entire program, how it works. I think it's super important. But as a 3-stage process, high level, we'll provide you with certification, project experience, and the recruitment support. And towards the end of the call, I'll go through all 3, exactly how it works. Have you got any training in AWS cloud solution architecture as well? But we don't focus in those areas as such. We've mainly focused on these 3 areas. What is Jira, Confluence, SDLC, Pega, Power BI? So many acronyms out there. It's quite overwhelming as a newbie. Mohammed, okay, look, don't worry too much about all these. They're just like visualization tools, management tools, SDLC's software delivery lifecycle. Like, don't worry about the acronyms and stuff. As you go through, if you're part of the BA program right now, like, you will learn that and you'll see that this is all just easy stuff. Like, when you really go to the nitty gritty, it's all really, really easy stuff. So don't worry about, all these different platforms and softwares. You just need to understand like the order on how you manage a change or how you implement a change. That's all you need to worry about. Don't worry about acronyms. Like, you'll learn that in time. So just, I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you're not part of the program, join the program and we'll teach you that. If you are part of the program, just go through the program one step at a time and asking these coaching calls, and you'll get answers slowly but surely. And it's just part of the learning curve. Okay, I can see you're getting bombarded with questions already. Okay, so okay, bear with me 1 second, guys. Okay, I think it's important that I answer some of these questions before I get the couple of students on. Okay, I'm going to answer these last few questions, and then I'm going to ask you a couple more questions. I'm going to get my guest on. I don't want to go past time, so we got till about 9 p.m. So about an hour. Okay, so Bernard James, what is the salary for data analyst that is more than BA? Business analysts generally get paid more than the data analysts. You can make money in anything, to be honest with you. Like, data is, depending on how technically you go in data, you can make serious money in that as well. But both of them, £500-600 a day contracts, you can get. BAs generally, from what I understand, you make more as a BA than you do as a data analyst. Salary for data, you're probably looking at 35 to 70-ish. BAs go from like, lowest paid is 35, highest paid is like 180 or something. It's somewhat daft, like, it's crazy stuff. Like, it's just a very wide range. So I'd say with data as well, like, data probably gets like 110, 120 at that really top high level. But BAs generally get paid more than data analysts. Hi, could you talk more about the role of Agile Project Manager? I had a call told about a role for Agile PM, and that we would be a group of 8 PM working together. That's great. It must be a really, really large project. When it comes to like project management and stuff, look, ultimately there's like 2 methodologies in how projects work, whether it's Agile or it's waterfall. Agile means it's just that there's going to be more back and forth. There's less, what's the right wording that I'm looking for? I just skipped my head. There's less order involved. There's less stages involved, is what I'm trying to say. With waterfall approaches, is usually that there's, one stage to another. Agile, there's less stages involved. It's just constant back and forth. I guess for yourself, you just need to make sure that your communication lines, are on point with everyone in the team. But the best thing is that, like, have like really good working relationships with other PMs. Try not to cause politics with other 8 PMs. Like, use them as a resource. But to answer that question, you got to understand more about the project. What is the actual project itself? Is it a technical project? Is it a non-technical project? But more than anything, it's just going to be the case of resourcing more than anything for yourself. What are the eligibility criteria, and how much fee does this cost for me? Suppose if I am on low income as myself. Anonymous, I can see anonymous under that. What I will do for you, right, is what I do think is probably best that you head on over to our website. I think that will definitely help you. Spend 1 second. I'm just going to drop that in. I've just sent you a link. Head on over to our website, do book a call in with our team, and we can talk you through. For us, making sure that, it's not just about the 3 stages. It may be the case that you've already got stage 1 and you only need the second 2 stages. For us, is really digging deep and finding out what it is exactly that you need, and can we actually deliver the result. It's hard to give a price, generic price, just, when we don't know what your situation is. It all depends on the situation, as we have a few different packages. So definitely speak to our team first, and then we can talk through that in more detail. How long does the course last, and can it be studied completed on a part-time basis? Imran, the course it's a 90-day program, so the full 3 stages. Most people are generally opting for 3 stages because they need the qualification, they need the project experience, and they need the recruitment support. For the business analysis program, it's currently at a discounted rate at £2,200 right now. So 100% suggests like our prices are going higher and higher, literally every quarter, because we're getting a lot of success, and we're constantly, adding more features and benefits to the program. Got accountability coaches, there's so much to the program itself, but it's with 3 stages where we give you the qualification, we give you the project experience, and then we also give you the recruitment support. So we're going to help you get the job as well. It can be studied part-time. It's all done remotely. It's all part-time, so it won't conflict with your current commitments. It's all weekends and evening based. But I will cover the every part of it towards the back end of this call, just so you fully understand how it works, and you can speak to one of our career coaches, and we can give you, much more detailed advice according to your situation. Estimate cost program is, yes, if it's for BA, it's 2.2k. We've got different offers on for different types of programs and stuff, but feel free to speak to one of the coaches anonymous, and they'll give you like a deep down. Okay, look, guys, get bombarded with loads of questions, right? Okay, I'm going to answer the rest of the questions out in the Q&A. So guys, do feel free to keep putting in the Q&A section any questions you have. We're getting a bit pushed for time, so I want to make sure I get everybody's. I interview everybody, and I make sure I inspire, and you guys leave with some really, really good value at the back end of the call. A couple more questions I want to ask you. So I'm going to put this in the poll as part of the Zoom call now. Which area of recruitment do you struggle with the most? Is it CVs? Is it getting interviews? Is it conducting presentations, or is it the interviews themselves? That should pop up on your screen now. If you guys just let me know. Okay, so I can see the biggest by far is actually getting interviews, securing interviews. Wow. Not one person says CV. Okay, we got one person that said CV. Wow, wow. Getting interviews is so easy now. How you okay? Okay. Okay. So I can see about 14% that said CV, 59, almost 60% saying getting interviews, conduct presentations at 23%, and about 50% saying interviews. It looks like getting interviews is still a massive issue. Look, getting interviews is going to be an issue. One is your CV itself is not converting. So your CV is an issue, the layout, the format. If you head on over to transformlearningacademy.com, and in the resources section, download the 6-figure CV template. It's the same CV that our students use to get jobs. It's proven, it's powerful. Guys using that CV have got like up to £600 per day contracts using that specific CV. It works like hotcakes. It really, really works. So use that CV template. So that's one is your CVs. The other is the amount of applications you're making and getting attention. Like, are you getting the attention from the recruiters and employers? Are you getting headhunted? Are opportunities coming your way? Are you using LinkedIn? LinkedIn is a beast. Like, it's so damn powerful. Like, to the amount of opportunities you get from LinkedIn, you can't get from other platforms. It's insane. Use LinkedIn, like, understand how it works. I know a couple of weeks ago, I did a little tutorial on it on one of these calls, where I went through in detail how LinkedIn works, what are the different parts of LinkedIn. And once you understand that and you unlock that, you'll see like how powerful it is. Well, this is really, really good to know. But if we're getting interviews, 100% it's the CV and the amount of applications you're making and what job sites you're using. Definitely that needs working on, because there's a percentage to it. So, for example, for every 100 applications you make, you should be, so say, for example, you send your CV across to 100 different jobs, you should be getting at least a 15 to 20% callback rate. That's what the average is. That's if you do not contact them. That is if like you just sit there doing nothing. Right? You've sent your CV, that's it. And you've not followed up. You've not tried to get in contact with them. That's solely like
just like that, it's about 15 to 20% as a callback rate. So if you're not getting that, that means your CV is bad. It's poor. If you're not getting any callbacks, your CV is not working. Something's wrong. Something's off. So it's definitely that. And make sure that you're applying to jobs within the last 24 hours. That could be another thing. You don't want to apply to all jobs which have already been filled, but it's still on, being advertised for. So that could be a thing as well. And there's the time of days that you're applying for and stuff. So that, all these things affect it. Okay. Next question I want to ask is, and this is the final question I'm going to ask, for those guys who are thinking about joining, what's currently holding you back from joining right now? Is it sound too good to be true? Is it you're not sure on how it works? Is it too expensive right now? Or you're not sure if it's value for money? Or is it something else? I really like to know, because I want to be able to combat that over this call today, just to make sure, like, you guys are fully aware of how it works. Okay, so I can see it's more. There's about 43% saying too expensive. Not sure if it's value for money. Not sure how it works. Sounds too good to be true. It sounds too good to be true. Look, we got over 400 5-star Google reviews. There's nothing negative about us online anywhere. We pride ourselves drastically on reviews. You can even go on our website and check out all the video reviews. You can even speak to the students that are going to be joining this call right now. Like, but that's because we do good work. Like, if you do good work and you provide value to the market, you genuinely do something good, then like you're just going to get raving reviews all the time. And we try to make sure that we stay clean of that all the time. Like, that's very, very important for us. So if you see like a good track record, then you can't dispute that. Like, numbers don't lie. And like students that we get like on those videos, like people jump from 30K jobs to like 80K, 70, 80K jobs, 90K jobs, 100K plus jobs, 45K to 120, 130. Like, this is crazy stuff. And it sounds too good to be true. Like, I get it, but it's just because you're not taught that in a formal capacity, but they can't teach you that in a formal capacity. They won't teach you this at university. They can't. It's not possible to teach that, because that's not what the system is about. The system is about you paying taxes, right? And, the system is created for different reasons, right? More for limitations, right? But this is more, I guess you want to gain a certain level of freedom. You want to understand what the barriers are. You want to understand how you can fast track in record time. You want to learn that from people who have already done it. So it may sound too good to be true, but it is possible because there's people out there already doing it. Myself, I went from 15K to 150K in 4 years. 4 years is all it took, which is now replicated through all our students. Right. So it's all come at the back of my learning and the two other partners, Raj and Hassan. We've all jumped from like 15, 20K call center jobs, right, to like, in the, matter of a few years, to jump to like 150K plus. Like, this is crazy stuff, but it's drastic increases. So maybe it's not too good to be true, but we've just pulled our experiences together and we formed these programs to help fast track people, and it works like clockwork every single time. Follow the process, you get a really high job. For those who think it's too expensive, like, university is expensive as a con. The university is a damn con, right? Like, £27,000, can't even get a job out of it. But it makes zero sense to me. End up in so much debt. It's £27,000. You've got so many loans on top of it. And it's 3 years of your life. This is 10% of the time of university. It's 10% of the price of the university and 100x the results of university, which is insane, right? But it's possible. So it's not too expensive at all. It's just, what do you value more? Is it the price or is it the results? And if it is the results, right, where you're able to like double your income, you're 20, 30K and you're trying to get to 60, then what does it matter that you're just spending like 2-3 grand? That's nothing. Value for money, like, I'll go through what the program entails and stuff, and you guys can see a full breakdown of how it all works. I guess the others could be due to like other commitments you guys have and need to postpone. So, but nevertheless, like, I want to make sure you guys go away with some value at the back end of this call. Okay, bear with me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna get one of the students on now. Okay, Wakas is gonna join me now on this call, and we're going to talk through exactly how it all works. and he's going to share his story and how he managed to follow a very structured process to securing the business analyst job.
Hi, Shaz.
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum, Wakas. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very, very well. Are you jumping on cam?
I can do because I'm in a car. I'm pulled up, so it's safe, but I'm in the car, so I'll just.
Let's get you on cam.
There we go. Here I am.
Well, perfect.
Ignore the car seats at the back.
Okay, are you in France or are you back in UK?
No, I'm going on Friday, so I'm in the UK at the moment. So I'm going day after tomorrow.
Oh, nice. Oh, perfect. Okay. I won't take too much of your time because I know you're like part commuting right now. So tell us a bit about your background. Tell us a bit about your history.
Well, I'll start from my degree. So I graduated in law back in 2010. Nothing to do with IT or business analysis, and I hated law after I graduated. So I fully support your point around unis and a waste of time because I didn't look back into law since. And after that, really, I was just doing call center jobs or complaint manager, customer service, and so on, up until 2016 when I started working as a software tester. I think back in 2018 or 19, came across you guys, and that's when I started the training. I'm sure we'll follow up on the questions, but that's basically my background. So no background in management or analysis or anything whatsoever. Purely, finance, HMRC, HSBC, just customer service jobs, really.
That's amazing. What was the problem that you had prior to joining us?
See, I worked with business analysts, so I used to see what they were doing, and I always found it intriguing and I found it interesting. It was kind of my goal. And then, but again, as with most people when they're, or at least unfortunately with most people when they're successful, they don't want to share the path to it. So there's a lot of people who I asked, I said, how do I become a BA? And they just fobbed me off. They made very general comments, said, yeah, do this, do that, and that's about it. So I was intrigued because as a business analyst, you're actually making a change. Your work is tangibly changing something in the business, which is fascinating.
Yeah, 100%. Why did you choose to join TLA over any other course, company, or program?
Because I wasn't sure where to go. Literally, there were quite a few programs back then. But I was introduced to yourself by my younger sibling. So obviously there was that credibility. And also because of the program, this is 2018 or 19. It was August 19. There were courses available, but there wasn't really any programs available like you offer. This 90-day program and so on. So there are people there to tell you what a business analysis would do in his day-to-day job. But that's about it. Or that help you get the certification. How do you get a job after that? How do you get the experience, and how did you CV? So this was really a complete package as a full program, and really prompted me to do it. And I think in addition was because I was working full time. I had, as you can see from the car seats, I've got a young family. Yeah. I couldn't just go away on a training for 4 or 5 weeks or pay £2,000 upfront. The payment installments really made my life a lot easier. Honestly speaking, it's just something I couldn't afford.
Yeah, no, it's completely understandable. How's it gone since 2019, since you joined us? So I know you've been in quite a few different various roles, like product owner. BA. So it's insane, like upkeep that you've had since.
So after I passed the course, so I did the 2-day on the weekend, and then I think I spent 4 or 5 days on the manual. And I passed my exam within 2 weeks. So that was done and dusted. And then obviously with the coaching calls and so on. And so first job I landed was a product owner within the same company, but they're very stingy, so they didn't pay me well at all. it was a jump of £3,000-4,000 per annum, but it wasn't much. It was enough to give me, to get a foot in the door.
Yeah.
And after that, the opportunities just came flying. The next job I got was as another product owner for 46.
Amazing.
And then I got a business analyst role at 60K. And now just a couple of weeks ago, I've got my first contract, which is £500 a day outside IR35. I'm laughing. Absolutely. So for those who don't really know, this is like £10,000 a month, 120k a year. So yeah, absolutely.
The guys, that's with him being able to control certain levels of tax, right? Outside of 35, right? That's insane, right?
Yeah.
So, but that's the crazy 3-year journey.
Yeah, it's shot up. So again, August 2019 is when I got my. So July is when I came to your training center.
Yeah.
August is when I passed, and now we're in 2022. So just
Exactly
3 years.
Exactly 3 years. Wow.
Yeah, and
You've like 4 different roles, so you've just shot up.
I have, yeah. And when I did the course, I was on 33, and so times that by 4 over 3 years, 4 times more. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Would you say the investment was worth it into TLM?
Oh, absolutely. My monthly installments just finished earlier this year. I was paying, and so even before I completed the payoff, I've cashed it in.
Yeah,
absolutely. Now on my day rate, now I can cash it in every week.
Pretty much almost every day. That's the point you're getting to.
Absolutely.
Okay.
No, life changer.
And to tell us about this job that you managed to secure now, this contract.
So this is it's a vet company who have, well, essentially they're on what's that model called when you buy all the small competitors? Is it the Amazon model or is it the Google model? I can't remember which one of them does
I think
that.
it's Amazon, because they're just buying all the small companies, aren't they?
Absolutely. So they're on that model. So they're buying small independent vets literally around the globe. So they operate in 18 countries.
Okay. Wow.
And because I speak French, so they've taken me on specifically for the France and the Canadian expansion. And they've recently bought a software house which will manage their PMS, so the patient management system, where they're booking patients and so on. And the team is French because the software house is in France. Amazing. So essentially, I've joined as a BA to manage those 2 countries, help implement the changes that they've done in the UK, and so on and so forth.
That's amazing. And tell us about how you secured this role. Was this via LinkedIn? Did you get headhunted? Did you apply for it physically?
So this one, I was actually headhunted. I was applying for a lot of jobs on LinkedIn and on a few portals. But for this one, it's probably because I was on so many portals, I was just contacted. And actually, I went to France a few weeks ago as well.
Yeah.
I was driving down to France and he called me as well. I feel for a chat, and my kids were screaming in the back. I said, "All right now." So yeah, eventually that was just a few weeks ago. I was headhunted for that.
Okay.
Here we are.
What kind of questions were you asked? Was this actually first? How many stages? 1-stage interview, 2, 3-stage?
It was a 2-stage interview. It wasn't really an interview, to be honest. So the recruiter just had a quick chat. So that was just chatting. So the first stage was with the systems IT system director. He just wanted to know what kind of person I was. CV looks good, but do you know anything about business analysis?
Yeah.
So that was one stage, and the second stage was with the product owner and the emerging, so the partners for emerging markets. So essentially, 2 of my colleagues now, just to see how it would be, within the team and so on. And it wasn't. Yes, there were a few competency-based questions, but not many. The rest was just, have you dealt with this? Have you dealt with that? And that's it. Really, it wasn't a tough interview.
Okay.
I've had tough interviews.
I know generally with contracting roles is actually, I personally find contract roles easier because it's just a straight conversation, and they'll decide whether it's for you or not. Like it's fast, but permanent, I find that there's a lot more stages to it, and they really grill you and they really test and push you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I applied for a job with Manchester Airport Group earlier this year. I went through the entire process. It was horrible. I did a presentation and everything.
Yeah.
I got the job, which was 70k, but I turned it down because they had to go into the office twice a week, and I like to travel. So with my contract, I can go anywhere. I just take my laptop with me, and off I am, and work from there. So I'm going to France in the week on Friday. I'm working from there for my duration, and I'm chilling. So yeah, absolutely.
You're literally living the dream right now. That's insane.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And when it comes to getting these applications in, right? So a lot of people on this call, they're struggling to get the interviews in the first place. What advice can you give them on being able to get interviews?
So it's the same that I got from you guys, and it really works. So essentially, I did my CV, I sent it back to you guys for a review. It was reviewed by the team, but I don't just apply. So I'll apply for the role, and I'll also call the recruiter for whatever reason. I can make a question up saying, I'm not too sure about what you've said in the job description, or I just want to have a chat about the role before I apply, or anything, just so I know they've seen my CV, they've opened it. It's not just a name, or it's not just a file. They've at least got a voice attached or a person attached to that CV, and it makes a very big difference.
Wow.
That's the key. That's the secret.
So you're saying okay. So you try to get into contact with them directly?
Yeah, absolutely. So for example, on most portals, when I apply for a job, you can see the agency, and around 70% of the time they have a phone number and a contact. If they don't, I just Google the consultancy and say, look, I'm applied for this job, and blah blah blah. And yeah, absolutely works wonders.
And how are you finding LinkedIn?
To be honest, I don't think I've reached the potential, or I'm tapping into potential of LinkedIn. I have a lot of recruiters on my list. We're looking at over 500 recruiters. So I have a lot of recruiters. I've had a lot of contacts through recruiters. I'm still getting contacts through recruiters.
Yeah.
But I wasn't actively looking on LinkedIn. Maybe it's a mistake of mine. I was looking on portals.
I think it's a mistake, dude. You're on £500 a day, right?
Yeah.
Whatever works.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Yeah, it worked for me.
It's just good to have both. That you're searching, but then you also have it coming to you inbound direct, and that now shows it shows that you're in demand. That's what it does, and just long term, it just makes your life easier, because as you get older and older, like, you don't want to put as much energy into searching. You just want opportunities to you, and then you know that your work has value and you're doing good work, and the word gets out there that you provide good value. So I think you getting inbound inquiries, it's a measuring stick of that more than anything, of your work itself. Okay. And how many interviews have you attended recently then? So is it only one interview, or have you attended a few interviews?
No, I had I had, to be fair, since January, I've probably attended five interviews.
Wow.
Out of those, I've landed 4 jobs, declined 1, and taken on 3. So just moved.
And have you considered ever doing multiple jobs at once, or is it that, okay, work-life balance, one job, one time?
Well, to be honest, as a business analyst, you're not super busy. If you're well organized, you can have days where you're not doing anything, simply because you're on the ball. When you've got work to do, you smash it. And there are days where I have no meetings, I have no contact. I'm just sat playing with my kids in my front room.
That's amazing.
I'm showing as available. I hope nobody from my workplace is here. I'm just showing as available. I'm available for work.
Yeah.
But there's nothing, because you're working with stakeholders. You're working with a very large team. And sometimes you're waiting for actions on their behalf, or you've done everything you need to. You're waiting for the next meeting and so on. So yeah, absolutely, you can do 2 jobs if there's no conflict of interest. You just need to know how to manage. If you don't procrastinate, you'll get it done. If you do procrastinate, you won't get anything to.
You'll leave it to last minute, meetings crash, all that.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
Absolutely.
Okay, how's your brother getting on, Amir? Because I know he's
okay. So me and him, So me and him did the training together.
Yeah.
He had even less experience than me. So, and he's a graduate in masters. In chemistry.
Yeah.
So he's now completed 2 contracts. Last year he was on a 6 month contract with NHS, and now he's just finished a contract with the parent company of Peugeot, Dodge, DS, all
Wow.
them. He's
Yeah.
just completed one. He's on the lookout for his next contract now.
You guys like power siblings in the making.
Yeah, I've got my third one. I've got my third siblings on it now. Isn't it?
Yeah, you got
Yeah. So
such
she's done the course, and she's on with the exam now. She's actually had an interview yesterday for a product owner.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I gave her plenty of prep.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was good. This is like power family right now. This is insane. But this is it.
Yeah,
Like you got to help everyone out, like around and stuff, and make sure everyone works
absolutely.
together.
Absolutely.
What?
Yeah, I've referred a lot of people. I've already referred 3, 4 people. One of them works for PwC at the moment as a business
Wow.
analyst. He's doing in Scrum now. I was actually talking to him today. Mubashir from Cardiff.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
he's
gosh.
doing his Scrum certification now. That's what I'm doing now as well. Next step up, because I think they're around £600 a day. So let's go for that.
Yeah, that's actually really good. Go towards, if you can, business architecture. That's where I feel like the big money's at right now.
Is it?
Just 100%. Like it's more niche. But then the thing is though, the higher up you go, the less jobs are available in those areas.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I guess the long term, the way I see it is that you want to be between like two jobs, so you can probably go from Scrum Master to BA or BA and PM, and then you're always in demand that way, because if anything ever slows down, you
you have a lot. Yeah, absolutely.
But definitely do check out business architecture, because it's crazy money in that area. It's a niche, but I find that that's way more. It's very interesting as well. Natural progression.
Absolutely. No, I'll take a look.
What tip would you give to all those that are currently looking for roles right now?
Students or non-students?
Both.
I think for non-students first,
Okay.
get on the course to understand how to use your transferable skills for business analysis, because it's something you do on a daily basis and you just don't realize. It's actually very simple. It sounds daunting. Somebody asked what's Jira, Confluence, SDLC, all that. It's just very simple. It's not complicated at all. It's like when you start driving a car. It seems like it's a lot to do. It's actually not a lot to do. You just need to get used to it. So for non-students, start somewhere. If you want to start looking on YouTube, if you want to, by all means do so. But you won't have a guide. You won't have somebody who you can just message. Like I just pester you all the time. I have the luxury of having your number because I joined early on. Yes, and for students, if you haven't done your exam, then do your exam. It's very important, because it's not just a certificate. It's giving you the knowledge you need for your job. It's essentially pushing you to learn what you need for your job, because you do need those charts, those models, and so on. And for those who are applying, follow up, apply. I was talking to a BA who's been doing it for about 15, 16 years now, at a fair, SMBF fair, back in July. And he said, on average, it takes me, now he's experienced 15, 16, about 3 months. Within 3 months, I find the next contract. So that means 3 months, you put your head down and you apply, and you follow up, and you apply and you follow up. So don't give up. You will find that role. It's out there. There's a lot of demand for it. Just stick to it. Stick to your guns. As I say in trading, stick to your strategy. Don't let your emotions get in the way.
Well, I completely 100% agree. Which part of the program do you feel helped you the most?
I think the 2-day classroom training, because that really helped me understand what a business analyst does, what it's about, and for it to come. Raj was my trainer, and for it to come from him, who was doing the job. He was actually in a job, and he was doing this on the weekend, and it makes a lot of sense, and it adds a lot more credibility, and a lot more, not only credibility, it adds a lot more perspective to it. So this is a business analyst who's a contractor who's telling you this is what we do on a day-to-day basis. This is what's expected of you, and I think that really set the tone for me. That was the crucial part. After that, I just took off.
Yeah, I guess there's different elements for different people, or there's key moments for different people. I like the fact that you you did the BCS foundation straight away. You didn't procrastinate, because some students did. Sometimes they get a bit lazy, or they think, okay, you know what, I'll just do it later, and then they procrastinate and they keep pushing it.
Yeah.
And it's just best to like just get out of the way, because that will just massively improve your understanding on it, and that's what helps you to be able to walk and talk like a BA. Because you understand the lingo now at this point, because you've gone through all that prep work and you keep repeating things and you keep trying to rehearse it, that naturally you'll understand the lingo and what it says. When you read job descriptions, you know what SDLC will mean, you know what GR and what confidence, you'll get a good understanding of what wireframes and all this stuff is.
Absolutely.
So I think that's really, really great. But no, I really appreciate you joining. But I want to end this call on a Q&A, right? So guys, if anybody has any questions for Wakas now, just drop in the Q&A section. I'll read it out, and then we'll just answer all the questions and stuff. And towards the back end of this call, I'll go through the entire program itself. And if anybody's looking to join, then I'll drop a link in, and you guys can book a call with the team, and we can talk you through it, exactly how the course works, and hopefully get you the results here after. Okay, so I can see so many questions right now.
Oh God! Don't ask me about the car seat at the back.
Okay. Here, this is probably a question for you, Wakas, because I know you're working on contracts right now as well, so you can help me answer these. So, what's the difference between a Scrum Master and Project Manager?
I think they're very similar. The only difference is Scrum Master is more typically working in an agile team, or what they call squads. And his job is to get a specific project over the line, similar to a project manager, but also block any influences from outside onto his team. So you can't just have somebody stealing your developer or your tester saying, oh, do this for me and do that for me. And also the same, essentially same as a project manager, but you're a lot more focused on a smaller team and a smaller project or a sprint or a squad. Essentially a sprint is it's a 2-week development program where every 2 weeks you deliver some kind of tangible results for the business. And they are very much, they're better paid than project managers because it's the agile way of working, whereas project managers are more typically around waterfall and a bit of a broader structure, less focused.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. That's really good explanation on it. The next question we have from Jody. I'll be honest, I'm using the BA program to work my way into finance or HR with only experience in transport management. As far as I could see, it's the cleanest way into either industry without a huge drop to start with. I appreciate that, Jody. That's a really, really nice comment. Thank you for that. Next question we have from Shara. Finance is an obstacle for a long time for an international student like me who badly wants to join this course, business analyst. Can you provide flexibility in the course fee? Look, when it comes to like the financing of it and stuff, speak to our team. We can be flexible on certain payment plans. If it's the case that you need an extended payment plan, we can try to accommodate where we can. We do have like a set structure as to how we work as a whole. It's just to make sure that the economics work, but at the same time, we want to help. Like that's what we're here for. We want to make sure we can get you over the line. We understand there's a lot of hurdles for international students. You just come from another country, you come to the UK, and then there's these hurdles where you can only work 20 hours part-time, and you want to break into like working in the UK. And there's only 2 ways of doing that. Either you get Tier 2 sponsorship, or you get married in the UK and you find someone to get married. There's only 2 ways you're going to stay in the UK and work. So I know a lot of people that do both. I think they're the two ways, right? So we understand that there's a lot of hurdles, and getting Tier 2 sponsorship is quite difficult. It's not easy, and I completely get that. So where we can help, we will, and we've helped students get Tier 2 sponsorship as well. So for international students who want to break into the UK market, who want Tier 2 sponsorship from companies who will sponsor you to be a business analyst for the company. Just 2 weeks ago, was it Heather Adrian? She secured a 50K job working as a technical project manager. And she secured 2 Tier 2 sponsorship. She comes from America. She was a master's student studying. So, if we can do it with her, we can do it pretty much with anyone. So So yeah, no, speak to the team. If there's a specific contact, there's a specific course that you're in contact with, Shara, then I'll suggest 100% to speak to them. Alternatively, I've just dropped you a link now. If you just book a call using that link, and then yeah, we can get you on board and get your results after. Okay, next question we have is Ayodeji. I got stuck during the last stage of testing the UAT. Okay. Not sure what you're asking, buddy, but look, guys, in the Q&A, just leave it specifically to questions, please. Derek, how easy is it to get your first job? What is the minimum degree requirement to get on the course? You don't need a degree to be a business analyst. It's not a regulated job. If you were a doctor, a lawyer, solicitor, accountant, they're all regulated markets, and you would need some sort of degree, or you would need this very specific certifications you need to get into those jobs. Business is not as regulated, but because you get a business result, it just works in a different way. But getting the BCS foundation and getting certain certifications, it shows loyalty to your craft. So I think it's important to have that, and it'll help you with your confidence. If you get your first job, the more experience you have in terms of professional work experience, not BA experience, but just general, even if you're working in a call center, you're working in sales, you're working in a professional environment, and if you have a few years, it's quite straightforward. Average student takes about 2 months to be able to secure a job. Some take slightly longer, some do it in much less time. It just depends person to person. I guess it's no different to when you go to the gym with a personal trainer, and yeah, you get a personal trainer on board, but you're the one that has to attend those sessions. You're the one that has to lift those weights. So whatever you put in is what you get out. Ultimately, it's on you. Yeah, we have the structure of the course. We do all the coaching calls. That will always stay consistent. But it's on you to attend the call. It's on you to revise for the BCS Foundation exam, pass the exam. It's on you to actually make certain applications and follow up with the recruiters. You have to put that work and have it within you that the guidance, the structure is there. You follow the structure, you get a job, but you've got to put the work in for it. So providing you're not a lazy person, you can do it within a month or two. You can do it quite fast. You can do it next week, do it tomorrow. And that's the fastest result. The fastest result we ever had is one day. We had a student. Is it Alicia? Is one of the students that we had very, very recently, and she literally paid for the program. She joined it, and she had an interview that was booked in for a BA job. She went through the portal. Next day, she got the job. Literally the next day, and I think she got the coaching call that night as well, and they helped her with the interview prep for it, and she got the job the next day. So it's literally that easy. You just follow the process and you get the job. Okay, next question you have: is presentation skills vital to becoming a business analyst? Does the course provide training in relation to this? Yeah, look, with presentation skills, we help with that. So we have a presentation mastery course where we give you a whole structured presentations, what to put in presentations, how to lay out presentations, all the way to what to say in the presentation. So we have a whole module on that, and you can get coaching. You can attend the coaching calls for help with that, and they'll give you feedback on your presentation itself. So no, we can certainly help with that. Can you get a business analyst job with just a degree? Yeah, you can get a business analyst job. Sorry, with just a degree. I don't think you can. There's no degree for business analysis. That doesn't exist. There's no degree specifically for business analysis. There's business analytics, but business analytics is data analysis. That's a completely different thing. That's you learning Tableau, Power BI, Excel, SQL. You're learning different tools for that, which is different. Business analytics and business analysis, they're two different things completely. There's no degree for business analysis, which is why the likes of IIBA, BCS, there's these accreditation bodies which specifically focus on business analysis. So and I would 100% suggest for anybody contemplating of going towards university, I think it's great to for etiquette, for learning etiquette, for being able to think in a certain way. I think it's great for that, and life experiences. I met a couple of my best friends. One of my business partners is from university. I went to university with him. I feel like there's benefits to it, but in terms of what you're learning and studying, if you're not learning a regulated job, then it's just a waste. It generally is, because you can do something else and gain much better skills from doing it. Like these programs that we have, like you get 10% of the time, 10% of the price, and 100 extra results. You can't get that from university. And even the coaches at university, they don't even do the job themselves. So they give you dumb advice. They give you silly advice at times, right? Like, it just makes no sense. I think Heather explained that when she got on the call. She went to the university career coaches, and they were giving her like weird advice that, oh no, don't apply to high-end jobs, stick to the low-end jobs, and just keep applying, and just send this generic CV to everybody, and just there's all this stuff. When you're not done the job, you can't give it the advice. All right. When you've done it and there's a faster, smarter way to do things, it's that advice is it's invaluable. What of cover letters? Okay, cover letters, is it highly recommended? Heavily recommended. Cover letters, I think it's good, but I don't think it's necessary. Cover letter is fine. It's more of a cover email. So I don't think it's cover letter anymore. It's just a cover email or a cover message. So when you're sending a message to recruit on LinkedIn or you're applying to a job, it's a cover message or cover email. There's no such thing as cover letter anymore. Like, it doesn't make any sense. That's just to introduce your CV. That's all the cover letter is. It introduce on a high level, your CV. And there's a very specific approach. We do give you that in our portal that we have, Oluwaseun. So you can go through the structure of cover letter, but it's not, you won't need it. Wakas, did you use a cover letter?
No, I never used a cover letter.
Yeah,
unless it's on LinkedIn, then yeah, you warm up. You don't just send a CV. You warm up. You send a message saying, "I'm so and so. This is what I'm looking for," and you send the CV. Apart from that, I've never used it, even on job sites. I've never used the cover letter option.
No, I completely agree. Alicia, just do it, guys. Take it from me. Current student and a secured role in 4 weeks. Check you out, Alicia. That's amazing. That's really good. Okay, next one we have is, how can you get into this career if you work in a totally different role, don't have a university degree? Different role. Okay, so look, ultimately, every job has transferable skills. So I'll explain how the program works. Wakas, if you need to make a move, I know it's getting like 9 o'clock. I'm going to power through all these questions. If you need to make a move, then by all means, I do really appreciate you joining the call.
No problem. I'll take a leave. Thanks for having me. Cheers, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, guys, I'll answer the rest of the questions. I know Wakas is literally in transit, so it's completely understandable. But I'll answer the rest of these questions, and I'm going to talk you through now how the entire program works, just because someone's asked that question, how do we work? And I'm going to give you a detailed explanation how it works. If you've got a pen and notepad, by all means, write it down. I'm going to briefly share my screen. Okay, guys, so this is it. So this is the business analyst program on transformlearningacademy.com. I'm going to explain in a high-level overview exactly how we work. So you can see over here. Hold on. Here it is. So you can see you've got 421 reviews, right? Like, guys, you can't make this stuff up. Like, this is like numbers, guys who get in jobs. It's insane. Okay, look. So this is how our program works. Our program works in 3 stages. The first stage of the program, it starts off by preparing you for one qualification. Now, this one qualification is the BCS Foundation exam. It's a 40-question exam. It's multiple choice. It's 1 hour long. This is specifically for business analysis, right? Project management and data analysis works in a very similar format, like in terms of qualification, experience, and recruitment spot. It's just a different qualification, different experience, but the recruitment spot pretty much the same, like CV, LinkedIn, etc. So I'll talk specifically through business analysis because that's the most common program that we have. So first off is a certification. It's the BCS Foundation exam. The way that we prepare you for that is you join us over a 2-day live webinar. In that webinar is a full introduction into business analysis, and we talk you through exactly how that works, full end to end. And after that, you'll get access to our training portal, which we have, which has a series of videos in there and all the practice paper questions. Now, as you can see on this, in this whole diagram, you can see that there's a lot of moving parts to what we do. So the way we do our program is half via our TLA portal that we have, and the other half being via our live coaching calls. So it's a mix of both, so you don't get lost. For us, it's important that we deliver on every single thing that's on this map right now, because it's not easy to do this, right? Because if it's easy, everybody would be doing it, and they're not. Right? We want to make sure that it's a good user experience and there's a beautiful user journey for you guys, and we deliver on everything. So it's half done by our Teleport, where you've got recorded content, and the other half via live calls, where you can attend the live calls with the coaches and you can ask many questions, they'll review your work, etc. Okay, so stage 1, 2-day live webinar and access to the portal, as well as preparing you for the qualification. That's stage 1. Stage 2 now is this 3-month project experience. Now, the first question you're thinking, well, if it's 3 months, does that mean I have to quit my job? No, you don't need to quit your job. So how this works is you'll be joining us on a 3-month project. You'll be working as a business analyst, and you'll be doing it for a national client. It's all done remotely. It's all part-time. So you've got evenings and weekends. Up to 6 hours per week is all that it will take. And how it would work is that once every 2 weeks, you log on to a Zoom call. On that call, there'll be a project lead and there'll be all the business analysts on that call. And everybody will get shown what to do and how to do it first. And then you'll get allocated a task, and you just have to complete that task by the deadlines that are set. And we do this over an entire period of 3 months. And what you're learning is the full project lifecycle. So we're teaching you like how to start the project, how to plan and execute it, and how to close it down as a business analyst. At the end of the 3 months, one, you'll get the confidence to be able to walk and talk like a BA, but more important than that, you're going to get a reference which you can then add onto your CV. So the chance of you getting that job now is 10 times higher because you've got formal experience now to back it up. So once that's complete, we move to the final stage where we give you hands-on recruitment support over here in this section. Now, how this works is that with the recruitment support, we'll start off with the CV and the LinkedIn profile. Now, this is the key part to the question that was just asked. How can you move from any job into BA? The thing is, we're going to use all your transferable skills. So any job that you've done in the past, whether you work in a call center, you're a nurse, you're a carer, you're working in IT, you're a minibus driver, you're delivery. It doesn't matter what professional experience you have, we can help you all, right? There's constant changes which take place in the roles that you're already in. All sorts of changes happen on a daily basis. Process change, new digital changes, new systems you got to use, new regulations. This all sorts of stuff, right? So we want to show that you have a track record of dealing with change, right? We want to show that you have a track record. So we will show on your CV by being able to tweak your CV across, specifically to do with the wording. The wording needs to change. So we'll show you how to do that, how to translate your transferable skills on your CV, how you can leverage that, how you can maximize that to its full advantage. And so you can show a track record of dealing with change. Once your CV is complete, we do the same thing on your LinkedIn profile. We'll also add the 3 months experience, which we've given you. So like, you're going to leverage your existing experience, that's fine. But the experience we give you gives you the confidence to be able to walk and talk like a BA. So you can talk about your previous experiences using the same lingo. Because as you're aware, every job has its own lingo. So once your CV and LinkedIn is done as approved by the coaches, then we're going to help you get loads of interviews booked in. To do that, we share our LinkedIn strategy, we share our presentation strategy. We also share our recruiter list that we have. You're going to get bombarded with phone calls and interviews. That's easy. As soon as you get the job, or as soon as you secure the interview, in fact, we're going to help prepare you for the interview. So we'll tell you like what to say in the interview, what kind of questions you're going to get asked, what kind of answers you need to give. And once you got the job, we'll give you 1 month on the job support as well. So it's like the full end-to-end career transformation. That's how we work, right? So the full end-to-end career transformation. Now it's a 90-day course in total. That's exactly how it works. Now I'm going to quickly show you like the portal, because I think this is important. Bear with me 1 second, guys. Okay, this is the portal that we have. Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to quickly share my screen. Okay. just comment in the chat section if you guys can see my screen, okay? Just comment in the chat section if you guys can see my screen, okay? Or I see we're getting Howard loads of questions right now. Yep, you can, Bernard. Thanks, Bernard. Okay. Well done, thank you. Okay, so this is it, right? So this is our poll that we have, right? We invested a hell of a lot of money to help develop this, to really like make the user experience flawless, to make it really, really easy for you guys, easy as possible. So this is it, right? This is our poll that we have. You watch this first to get your mindset right, to help to pay for the course. You've got your BCS Foundation certificate, the series of videos for all the practice paper questions in this module. You got your project support videos in there. We have this for PMs. Ignore that, guys, for now. CV resume mastery. We got LinkedIn mastery for business analysts. You got presentation mastery module, recruitment secrets, how you can like fast track the application process. This type of things which no one will tell you. Like you won't get this from career coaches at universities. Like that doesn't exist. You're not going to get that from university, right? But this comes from like personal experiences. How can you get those 150K roles? If you want to go for those high-end jobs, how can you limit yourself to only get those really high-end jobs? How can you go beyond 100K? What's the fastest way to do that? Or how can you build that up over a very short amount of time? Think about it. I did it in 4 years, right? Look what Wakas did, right? He literally joined us 3 years ago. He's on 120K, right? In 3 years. Like he jumped from like working in like call centers and stuff to look where he is right now. So it's insane. It's really insane. You've got BA interview mastery over here. This has like loads of all the question and answers you can think of about specifically to do with business analysis. We show you how to tailor your answers, how to create your answers accordingly, using your previous experiences. We've got access to all coaching calls recording. So all the calls are recorded. So you've got access to, once you've been on the live, it's also recorded and you've got access to that in this module. Project contract, the contract itself, the explanation, the referencing, how do you pitch that across? Once you've got the job, what to do, how do you get that access to that on-the-job support? It's all of it, right? So guys, like it's a full end-to-end package that you're getting. Like this model works and it's all in order. You just follow each module in order, right? Over a 90-day period, and you attend the live coaching calls as well, and you will get the job. It's literally as simple as that. Okay, I'm going to go back to answering questions because see, I'm getting absolutely bombarded with phone calls with questions. I just want to double check one thing. 1 second. Okay, guys, I'm going to drop in a link. I'm going to drop a link in the chat section now. There's a chat section. Okay, I'm going to drop a link in the chat section. This is a link to book a call with our team, our career coaching team. I really want you guys to be able to book that call, speak to us as career coaches, including myself. There's quite a few of us coaches. And we'll talk you through specifically for your situation to really understand what your situation is and how you can transfer the skills across to becoming a business analyst in record time. We do have various different packages and stuff, but it's the package that's right for you to be able to get the result. Just like we won't offer you the program if we can't get the result. Like it's not in our favor to do that. Like if we did, it's not just about gaining money. It's not even about money. Like we want to do a good job. That's the reason why we started this business, because we want to do like good work. We want to do crazy work. We want to be able to get crazy results, and it's possible. It's really, really achievable. Okay, so okay, how easy to get this? Okay, now I'm going to go through all these questions because all these questions are piling up right now. Okay, how can you get into a career if you work in a totally different role, don't have a university degree? Okay, Anonymous, I think I've answered that question now. Please do book that call. I've dropped it in the chat section itself. Okay, Napoleon, my question is, I've gone through another program on another platform in data science. My biggest problem is getting a mentorship to gain practical experience and job reference. How do you help candidates like me? Okay, so Napoleon, so if it's something that you want to do specifically towards data science, we focus specifically on data analysis and business intelligence, which is similar to data science as part of it, but not exactly. Going towards BI, BI is really, really hot right now. It's really, really well paying. I 100% suggest like book a call with our team. All our programs are pretty much work the same way, where we give you experience and then we give you the recruitment support. We'll also give you a certification at the back of it as well. But I 100% suggest to book a call within the team, with our team, and we can help you with that. That's not an issue. Donata, may I ask, how did you pass the exam so quickly? Any tips? I think it's more so just going through the practice paper questions. Just follow the portal, go to practice paper questions, and it makes it very, very easy to help prepare for the exam. How long will it take to secure contract jobs after the training? Average student takes currently 2 months to secure a job. That's a recent survey that we did with the students that got jobs. It takes average 2 months to get the job. We follow it, very straightforward. You will get the job. Sorry, how much contract a day is it? So he's on £500 per day outside of I-35, which is all like 10K a month. Right. So feel free to, I've just sent you a link to book that call. Definitely do book that call. Asad Rahman, can we add Wakas on LinkedIn? Yeah, 100%. His name is Wakas Mohammed. You can add him on LinkedIn directly. It's really good to speak to alumni. Guys who have gone through the program, got results, really good to stay in contact with other BAs. So do definitely connect with other BAs that are in as part of the group. Donata, how did you manage to pass the exam so quick? Donata, just go through the practice paper questions, smash it out, go through the book, read through it, make sure you understand it. Make sure you don't just rehearse the answers for the sake of it. Definitely, I would 100% suggest to like just understand it first before like moving to the next topic or next chapter. But when you understand it, you'll remember it. If you don't understand it, me personally, I find it very hard to remember. So best to understand it. What was the hard part of the exam, Mohammed? He did it 3 years ago. He did it 3 years ago. It'll be a bit tough to remember that. Okay. Are you not questioned on your lack of experience when going for your first BA role? This is my worry. No, because you're gonna leverage all the existing experiences. So if you've got like 3 years experience working, at Domino's, or you got 5 years experience working at a call center, you're not going to be talking about flipping pizzas, or you're not going to be talking about like answering phone calls and hitting targets. No, we talk about all the changes. So okay, at Domino's, has the payment processing changed from taking cash payments to now taking card payments? Are they now accepting Bitcoin as well as part of it? Okay, that's a change, right? So now you can talk about that change and how you were part of rolling that change out, and you can speak about that in BA terms, right? So it's that. So we're only talking about changes. So you're going to leverage your existing experience as well as the experience that we give you. So that way, it's just much more easy to break in. Now, if you're thinking that, okay, well, I don't have enough professional work experience, that's okay as well, right? There's another way to overcome that. So now we need to compensate by doing presentations, showcasing work, showcasing your level of knowledge, and practicing that in the form of creating a presentation. So like I just showed you guys in Portal, there's that presentation mastery module. That module works like clockwork. Everybody that's followed that gets the job first time, right? With that presentation. That's the secret sauce to this. If you have a massive lack of experience, that presentation that allows you to like demonstrate and showcase your work up front and be able to control the dynamic of that interview. When you show value up front, you tend to control. Whereas some people go to interviews, and look, this is more the low-end interviews, low-end jobs. You're very reactive in interviews, and they're asking you questions, and you're just like, you sat back and you're just being reactive to the interview. You just let them asking you questions and you're just answering. You want to go to 100K plus, control that interview. Like find a way to change the dynamic. Yeah, you answer the initial question, tell me about yourself, show a presentation, showcase your work, then flip it, change it, turn it on them. Start asking them questions. Okay, so what would be my key deliverables? How large is the team? Now, ask them loads of questions, like turn it around. Because at this point now, you've justified everything about your experience. They know that you're you mean business, right? And now it's the case of how can I now add value? Tell me more about the project. What changes are you currently making right now? Ask them questions, find out, like fact finding. And when you get to that stage, you're going in as a specialist at that point. Okay, Sergeant, I'm sending you a link. Definitely feel free to book a call in. What's the difference between being a BA and a product owner? Product owner is just a visionary of the product. BA, you're actually implementing changes. The two are completely different. But head on over to like YouTube just to get like a more of a breakdown, please. On that, we're running really short time right now. We've gone overtime. Guys, still got 28 questions. This call has probably got the most questions I've ever had ever. Okay, hold on. Some of my comments. Okay, they get easier. Okay, I'm going to answer about 15 to 20 more questions, and then I'm going to call it a night, guys. Okay, so if you were to place yourself on an annual salary, how much do you earn now? So for Wakas, he's about 120K. He's on, permanent jobs won't pay you 120K for BA. Permanent jobs usually go to like 80 to like probably 90, 100K max for perm jobs for BA. But contracting, you can just naturally earn more. You have more flexibility to do a lot more. Hope that's the question, Lola. Mohammed Umar, as a young newbie, after completion of this program, should I go for non-entry level roles? I'm hesitant because I lack real work experience and nervous I may not perform. Mohammed, that is a genuine concern. I completely understand it because it's that lack of knowledge. But after you complete the program with us, you're going to understand the 3-month project experience. You're going to understand like what's the process of doing a change. Now, that presentation technique is what you need to learn and master. That's all you need to learn and master. You don't need to like worry about the lack of work experience. You don't worry about that at all. You just follow that presentation technique, and when you get to these interviews, you need to smash out of the park by demonstrating your work up front. So they don't, you're not giving them a chance to exclude you because you're now demonstrating your work. And the work you demonstrate is the work that you're doing with us over the project. And that gives you a massive advantage. Non-entry levels, yeah, go for both entry level and non-entry levels. 100% go for both, I'll suggest. Thanks for seminar meetings like this. Please, what are the professional course exams to write to be a professional business analyst, Matthew? BCS Foundation is all you need to to get your first foot in the door. That's all you, literally, Akin, that's all you need. BCS Foundation. Temi Dere, can you be a good Scrum Master without being a technical person? It's possible, but it's much harder because it depends on what projects you're working on. You're going to be working on tech projects more than likely, and you're also going to be working in agile environments. It's better to have technical knowledge than not have technical knowledge. How much is the cost for now? Andrew Daka. Andrew, we have current offers going on, and we do also have, we've checked on our website, we do have this government incentive scheme that we have running at the moment. But generally with that of being available and you're able to get access to funding as well, it works out at £2,200 for the BA program itself. But once again, I would 100% suggest to speak to our coaching team and see if that's 100% the right package for you. And we can talk through how that works. I just dropped a link, sent you a link directly to booking a call with us. Okay, I don't seem to see BA jobs in the healthcare sector. Do you know any specific platforms these healthcare BA jobs are posted? Yeah, Tope, just go directly onto NHS. All the jobs are put on their own website. I just completed BA fundamentals. On that note, there's loads of students we have working for the NHS, loads. Like, this is very easy, straightforward to get to NHS. Just go on the NHS website. Akena, hi, I just completed BA fundamentals with Udemy to acquaint myself with BA. Could you please send me details of your course contents to read through and plan to join? Akena. Hi, Akena, sure. Here's a link to initially book a call. And I'm also going to send you a link over here to our website direct, so you can read more about the course and get that call booked in. What's the best way to revise for the exam to pass in 2 weeks? I said, practice paper questions, go through the BCS video portal, attend the 2-day live webinar, and that's more than sufficient enough. Like, you do those 3 things, you'll pass in 2 weeks easily. It's only 40 questions. Okay, what's BA role advantages over a degree in project management? What's BA role advantages? Okay, Anonymous, I don't fully understand the question. What's BA role advantages over a degree in project management? Well, first off, right, no degree is worth it. I'm telling you now. In business, degree ain't worth it. Like, I'm putting it out there, it is not worth it, guys. Refrain from spending 27 grand. I'm trying to save you here, right, for being poor. Like, ain't no one talking about the real MBA, about having a massive bank account, because that's all it's about. That's what it is about. It's about having a damn massive bank account. And getting a degree won't, you know, there's no direct correlation of having a degree and having a massive bank account. Because all the richest people in the world, they all dropped out of university because they understood it. I guess the best way to understand that is, look, the degree will teach you certain rules, and it'll teach you certain perspectives on how to do things. But there's no rules. Like, there's no rules to how to climb the ladder. I don't know who's making these rules. But the way the degree world and going, you know, doing loads of qualifications and working your way up slowly, and by the time you're 50 years old, you're earning 80K. Like, don't worry about that stuff. Like, don't do that stuff. That's like the worst way ever to that freedom that you're after, and getting to a point where you're earning really good money. Everyone has different goals. I get that, but yeah, don't do a degree, guys. Honestly, do not do a degree. Refrain. Unless you're a master's student and you come to the UK and that's the way to get to the UK, fine, completely understandable. I get it, but don't do it. Like, that's not the way to get the job. I promise you. You need experience. You need recruitment support. You need mentorship from the right people. How much is the cost, please? Anonymous, once again, 100% speak to, in the chat section, I've just put a link in there. So just book a call with the career coaching team, and we can give you a specific price specific to the package that you're after. Please, do you mean you do help on visa sponsorship? Yeah, of course, Johnson. We do help people with visa sponsorship. So we do tier 2 sponsorship. We do help with that. So yeah, that won't be an issue. Just book a call with the team, and we can talk you through that. Getting the first job is understandable in this call, but how to secure that job long term and make it well know why it all takes. Look, if you're going for contracting, then you don't want a job that's going to last forever, right? You want 6-month contracts and move from contract to contract to contract. When I used to go to contracting, you know, we had loads of guys there, contractors, guys who cashed out, and they will contract for 6 months, and then 6 months in the year they'll just go for like holidays, and they come back for another 6 months. And then work another 6 months and then go on holiday again. That's a good life. It's a good work-life balance. But what you can earn in 6 months is what, you know, when you're permanent, it takes you a whole year to earn. You know, it's time. But you follow the principles in this program as part of the recruitment process, you'll never be out of work, or you'll never struggle to get back into work. That I can guarantee. If you understand this process of how to get a job and how to get, you know, a really good job, a well-paid job, you'll never struggle again in life to be able to get a job, because the principle will always say, just rinse, repeat over and over. And that's just having the confidence within yourself, like to be able to do that. Okay. Audley, I hope to leave St. George Hospital like yourself. Do you help with the interview prep? Sorry, John Lett. Audley, yes, of course. We do help with the entire interview prep. We help with CVs, LinkedIn, presentation masteries, interview mastery, interview prep itself. Once you've got the job, we'll give you on-the-job support as well. So we do all of that and more. But Audley, what I would suggest is just 100% I'll suggest book a call with our team first. Speak to our team, our career coaching team. We'll give you very personalized feedback about how to go about the program based on your situation. Okay, Royce McCoy. Can an introvert and a person who doesn't ask a lot of questions be a business analyst? Probably not. You need to ask loads of questions. If you're an introvert, go towards data analysis because you'll be in the background. Business analysis, you need to be forefront and center. That just naturally makes a hell of a lot more sense. Do that. That makes sense to me. Go for the data. Go for the data analysis program. Okay. Imran Hussain, what kind of experience do you provide in business analysis? Can this be relied on when applying for jobs contracts? Imran, yes, of course, that can 100% be relied upon. We have different projects. We have a CRM implementation project. We also have an LMS project as well. We've got various other projects in the past we've done, which is like GDPR projects as such, other system migration projects, creating websites from scratch and stuff like that. We've got all sorts. The main thing is that you understand the software delivery lifecycle and you understand the process and order on how to complete a change, what to do, when to do, how to do it, and understand the full project lifecycle. That's the most important thing. And we go through all of that and more. So yeah, no, rest assured, like none of our guys have ever had any issues like with the project experience we provide. Like it really works in the favor. Johnson, what is the meaning of 3 Amigo and its importance in requirement? What is the meaning of 3 Amigo and its importance? Johnson, if you're an existing student right now, like just attend the 2 live webinar or head on over to coaching calls and we can talk through like full on BA mode. Anonymous, I just started a BA course. My job ended just last week. Getting an interview now is so difficult. What would you advise? Okay, Anonymous, like if your job just ended right now, 100% I would suggest the fastest way to get a job using the BA program. Okay, first go to the BCS Foundation, have a good understanding of what business analysis is, head on over to the BA project support videos, understand those 6 key tasks, like really understand it, because that's the order, and then get to work, get your CV done, get your LinkedIn done, attend the recruitment coaching calls Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays at 7 p.m. Do your CV, attend the call, do your LinkedIn, attend the call, and then go through the modules for preparing you for the interview. But you have to understand the BA project support videos because it's in order. If you understand that, you master that, sky's the limit. Then it's all becomes easy. But you have to really, really learn and understand it. Don't regurgitate, like really understand it. Do more research, watch YouTube, read a book on it. Like there's very specific terms you need further understanding on, just Google it. Like, or, as part of the course material, we have the BCS book, just search in the BCS book itself, or go through the BCS videos that we have, just go through all of it. But it's on you to just learn and really understand and absorb all the information. Like really go through extensive research to really understand it. Don't just rehearse it, don't regurgitate it, like really understand it. And once you've got to that, start applying straight away. That's the fastest way. And you can do that within a few weeks. Easy. Can I send across my CV to you for review? It'll be a bit difficult to do that on this call right now because we're already way over time. But yeah, by all means, send it across to hello@let'saskshaz.com. So I'll just type that in. Send it across to that email, and I'll be able to review that for everybody. What's your payment plan like? So Chimobi, we do payment plans of 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months interest-free payment plans. Depending on which program it is, the prices vary, but we do payment plans. We can be quite flexible with the payment plans. But speak to the career coach, and they'll help you process that through. Is there a way to still be allowed on the portal even after your last day? Can I pay to still use it for another month or two? If you're an existing student right now, then it's a £199 extension fee after 12 months. So just message customer care at transformlearningacademy.com and you can get access to the portal again. Miriam, yes, it can. How much does it cost? Diana, like I said, the costs vary, right? The packages start from £800 and can go as high as 4K. Just really depends what you're after. But BA program as a whole right now is 2.2K, providing you get the government funding, which you more than likely will be able to. We have varying payment plans for that. We've got 3 month payment. You can pay up front, 3 months payment plan, 6 month payment plans, and you also have 12 months interest-free payment plans as well. A 3 month, 6 months is no credit check. 12 month is with credit check. But once again, please do feel free to book a call with our team and we'll talk through it in more detail. Moasim, I've missed a lot of this presentation. Go back to watch it again. Yeah, head on over to our Facebook group. Just type in career switching community and just join that group, and you'll be able to get access to this call today in that group. My chat is disabled. That's quite odd. Okay. I'll look into that. Okay, what? Okay, guys. Okay, in the chat section, I've just put that call link again because I think it went to hosts and panelists before, but I've just made sure everyone's got access to that call link in the chat section. So, guys, feel free to head on over to the chat section to book, a call with our team. What are the chances of putting the work and still not getting the job? Chances are very low on that because the support we give you is over to the point you get the job. So it's not possible to not get a job. You just got to put the work in. We have accountability coaches in place to make sure to follow up with you guys to make sure you get the job. Can't see the link in the chat area. I've just posted it again now. Do apologize for that. I'll just respond with the link itself. Are there BA roles that are remote? There's loads of BA roles that are remote. The best thing is that you can apply nationwide now before you be restricted to a local area. You can apply nationwide now to make your life that much more easier. Do you have presentation format for PM? It should all be as part of the program, the TLA portal for that. Also, what figure do you advise to quote for PM for a starter? Starting quote for PM, salary-wise, you're probably looking at around 40K, realistic. Is there a way to still be allowed on the portal even after your last day? Can I pay? Okay, I've asked that question. How do I get a refund for my degree? Haha. Okay, head on over to the university website, leave them a bad review. I'm joking, still do that. Learningacademy.com. Any questions? And within 24 hours, you get an answer back. Okay, guys, I've just smashed through like over 65 questions. 65 questions. Okay, guys, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna go out for a meal with some of my family members, and I hope you guys have an absolutely amazing evening. Just to let you guys know, guys, I am getting married. Please do pray for me. Wish it goes really, really well for me. Right. I'm going to be aiming to get married like towards the back end of this month. Had the ceremony done over in April time, and yeah, there's so much going on right now, and I'm super excited. Towards the back end of this month, I'm going to be a married man. It's like the next phase of my life. Yeah, and I'm like super excited. So guys, do keep me in your prayers. Please pray for me as I will for you guys. And yeah, any questions you guys have, feel free to give me a shout. Head on over to my LinkedIn profile. You guys can actually, well, I'll just drop my LinkedIn profile here in the chat section for you guys now. So if anybody's not on my LinkedIn, feel free to see my LinkedIn, view my LinkedIn, message me on LinkedIn directly. That'll be like probably that's the platform that I use most. I've just dropped that now in the chat section. Oh, thanks, guys. Congratulations. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. But yeah, any questions, feel free to give me a shout. So, guys, my name is Shah Shafiq. I am logging out, and hopefully I look forward to speaking to you guys next Wednesday at 8 p.m, where we'll be hosting another career switching workshop just like this. And yeah, can't wait to give you guys even more value than what you're already getting. Like, I want to make sure you guys get jobs in record time, and that's my mission. And I can't wait to like get more crazy results for you guys. So cool. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys next week.